Thanks, Bill. Well, like I said to the team at the end of the game, at this time of the year, you have to make sure that your really good players play really well, and that's simplistic, right? I mean, your really good players have to play really well, and if they do, then you have a chance to win and play again. And our best players played really well today. And when they do, we're a hard team to contend with. So, we haven't played in a while, so coming out, playing the way we played the first half especially, and shot the ball the way we shot it, I thought it was great. It's a great way to start the tournament.
Okay, at this time we're going to take questions for our players first. You want to start in the front here? Okay. Or I guess we'll start in the back. That's fine.
Sorry. This one's for Kristen. Coach said the other day that with the freshmen sometimes in the tournament you have that oh crap moment for the nicer way to say it, I guess, for TV. How did you get through that kind of I'm in the tournament right now and then to play as well as you did today?
Well, I wasn't really nervous. I was more excited to play more than anything. I mean, it's just crazy because last year at this time I was at home watching all the games on TV. So to actually be here, I was really excited to play today.
Okay, down in the front here.
Fuse, was this the statement you were talking about when you said you guys wanted to come out and make a statement? And to what do you attribute the hot shooting in the first half especially?
Yeah, we wanted to come out with a bang, and I thought, like I said, we came out swinging, which is what we wanted to do. And, yeah, I thought we shot the ball really, really well tonight. I don't know what percentage we were from the three-point line, but it felt like we were pretty hot. And I think we were just having fun. It was a fun game. It was up and down, and we were getting a lot of things on defense. So we tried out some new things, and I think, like I said, we're just kind of having fun with it.
Down in the front.
I'm the Associate Director of Media Relations at Towson and the co-side president. I just want to ask you guys, what was your thoughts of Towson's women's basketball team and program and a couple of their players, specifically Jeter? What issues or problems did she create for you all tonight, if any?
I thought that they were really aggressive, and they did a great job rebounding. Jeter, she's really quick. She made a lot of shots, and, overall I thought they played really hard, and they made it difficult for us to rebound, and they got a lot of, offensive rebounds. Thought they did well.
Yeah. To back off what she said, they got a lot of rebounds. They were very aggressive, and Jeter is very quick. She has a quick release. She made some tough shots.
Hi, Nafisa. Howard Magdal, High Post Hoops. You know what it takes for this team to win a championship, and I'm just wondering, it's one game, obviously, but one game in, did you see all the pieces there? And if not, is there a piece that you think is something to add come Sunday?
I think what we've proven so far is that when we're good, we're really good, and I thought we played really well today. The one thing that we do need to get better at is rebounding. It's been a point of emphasis for us all year, and it's something that, like Coach said in the locker room, it's only going to get harder from here on out. Every game is going to be harder. We're trying to make it to every game. It's one thing at a time, but that's something that we really need to focus on and make sure that we lock down on.
Second row.
Fisher, is there a different mindset this year because of the seeding and some other things that this is more of a we have something to prove as UConn were in years past? Maybe it was a reaffirmation of what you had established during this season?
I don't think the way that we prepare for games is going to be any different. We're going to prepare just as hard, and we're going to, go over the scouts, and our defensive plan is always the same. But, we don't obviously agree with the seeding, but there's nothing we can do about it. So we're going to try to control the things that we can control and come out as hard as we can every game.
Yep, Vicky, second row.
Kristen, you had a bunch of three-pointers tonight. Was that just you were feeling it, or can you describe what you were thinking when you were shooting those?
Yeah, I've been working on my three-point shot this past week with Shay, and in practice we get a lot of shots up. So I felt like I was open. A lot of times I shot the ball today. So, yeah, I was just feeling it, I guess.
Okay, to our left here in the second row.
Either of you What was it like to have Katie Lou back on the court, and how did that kind of help open things up on offense for you?
It was great to have Lou back. She's obviously someone I've been playing with for 4 years, so to have her back, on the court with us felt really, really good. And I thought she looked great, and I kind of had like a moment every time she tried to get a rebound.
Which wasn't often.
But yeah, I thought she looked good, and it felt really, really great to have her back playing with us again.
We have time for a couple more if anyone wants them. Okay, in the back right there.
Fisa, especially in the first round when you have teams like Towson coming in where it's, teams that are playing in their first ever tournament, it's an experience for them to be here. How does that sink in for you to recognize the moment that you've created for yourself and the fact that they feel like it's a privilege to get to come and play here?
Mm-hmm. I think that, we feel honored too, especially playing here. We get to have, 2 more games here at Gamble, and even though, we've been here, we're still soaking up the experience as well. And, like I said, even though that we've been here, I think that it's just as exciting. We have new guys who haven't been here before. And, this is my last year, so it's a different experience for me. So I think, we feel good too.
Okay, the last one's down here in front.
Lisa, I talked to Renee Montgomery, who was here the last time a UConn team didn't get a 1 seed, and she pointed out that the program then went on 11 straight Final Fours for a run, that they recovered from it. Do you think it's safe to say after tonight that the program's recovered from this as well?
Well, it's only game 1, so we're not that worried about it. Like I said, it doesn't change anything about us. It's just what they happen to place us at. That's kind of like an outside perception. Internally, we think of ourselves the same way, and it doesn't change no matter what people are saying on the outside.
Okay, Kristen and Nafisa, you guys are dismissed. You can go back to the locker room. Thank you. We appreciate you coming up. We're going to start with questions for the head coach, and we'll start in the back there with Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
Gino, I think Katie Lou hit the floor at least, I counted 3 different times during that game where she fell down, landed hard. Did you have any moment, were you worried at all that she was maybe going to re-injure herself?
No. I think, if she's going to play, she's going to play. I just thought, I think there was like 5 minutes left in the third quarter or something, and when I said, it's enough, she's gotten enough, because she talked about just trying to get her win back, trying to get her game legs, and I think we got that accomplished, and that's basically what we were trying to do, and so once, we got that done, then I knew she was back to 100%, first possession, they shot it, she had a chance to box the kid out and rebound, and she was more concerned about saving herself, which is what I told her to do. So I'm glad she pays attention. She made no attempt to get that rebound.
Doug, well, go Doug, and then we'll go Mike right in front of you.
Gino, you obviously talked about Kristen and about how you thought she might be a little, wide-eyed by the moment. Just how impressed were you with how she came out aggressive and doing what she did?
Yeah, the thing about young players is you're never quite sure what you're going to get, and that's why I said our best players have to play really, really well. Crystal has to play well, Fisa has to play well, Lou has to play well. If we get those 3 playing at a real high level, then everybody else can just fill in. And then if we get our young players to really play well, then we've got a chance to beat a lot of really good teams. But you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going through their mind. But both Megan and Kristen, they had a really good look about them all week. They just look good. You could feel it, and the coaches knew it. So we kind of were expecting the 2 of them to have a really good night, and they did. They've played a lot of basketball this year, and they've been in a lot of close games. They've been in a lot of tough spots, and Last weekend was really good for them, so I think that gave them a really good, kind of springboard into the tournament. What happened last weekend without Lou?
Just before Mike, we're just under 20 minutes now on the open locker room. Just to give you a heads up. Go ahead, sir.
Gino, I've heard you say when you play cards, the only hand that you find acceptable is 4 aces, right?
There's a lot of money in the pot, yeah.
Or Royal Straight. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in this tournament, you don't have that.
No.
And are you?
That's why I'm not putting all my money in the pot.
Are you still relishing the moment, though, that you might go through this as sort of like the underdog Huskies?
Underdog Huskies. I always enjoy this time of the year. It doesn't matter whether it's, we're undefeated and we have a team that no one thinks they can beat. I've been there a bunch of times, obviously. Or, having a team where people are a little bit counting us out, I've been there too. And I enjoy both, differently, but I enjoy both. I enjoy knowing that if we just show up and play anywhere near the level that we've played all year long, no one can beat us, even if they play their best game. We've been in that situation a lot. The difference in this year is we know even if we play our best game, we can lose because we just don't have enough pieces, which is okay. Because then the goal becomes, let's see how close we can get to playing a great game and then take our chances, because then the other team still has to play great, and there's no guarantee of that. So it's going to be a little bit of fun for however long this one lasts, hopefully past Sunday, where we're finding out, things I find kind of enjoyable. Watching Kristen today play that was fun. Usually we're in a situation where freshmen really aren't that counted on. Watching Megan do what she did today, acting like she was a senior a bunch of times. That was really fun to watch. So, you get different enjoyment from different things, and I'm enjoying watching these guys reap the benefits of a lot of hard work this year. Am I getting ready to go back to having that party at the Final Four where I stay out till 4 o'clock in the morning the night before the championship game? No. I'm not having a party before Sunday night's game against Buffalo. Those days are over.
Down here to the left, Coach, and then we'll come over here.
Gino, of course, those of us who are here all the time, we're only looking at the bad stuff. But
you're Connecticut fans.
Well, and we take our key from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
The third quarter, historically, with some of those teams that couldn't be beaten,
yeah,
you would come out and you would bury somebody a second time.
Sure.
In the first 5 minutes. Third quarter looked pretty weak today.
Yeah.
What was going on?
Well, because this team is a little bit different team than what you're used to, than what you're saying. I think some teams, when you come out in the third quarter, there's so many offensive weapons on the floor. There's so many really good defensive players that it snowballs right away. The first 5 minutes of the third quarter. So, I was watching the first 5 minutes, and all the shots that we made in the first quarter, we got the exact same shots, and they didn't go in. Well, that's just the way it is. And because we're not going to offensive rebound you to death, and we're not going to block 7 of your shots and get layups at the other end, if we don't make a lot of jump shots, we don't have a lot of ways to score. Whereas other teams, it didn't matter if we made jump shots or not. We're going to score no matter what. So this team has a narrower margin of how we score. And when we make a bunch of shots, we score. And when we don't, we struggle.
Okay, we're going to go in the middle here, and then we'll have time for one more.
Gino, I know you said you expected the team to be more complete and better with Lou back after her absence. But to actually see them go out and do what they did tonight, what does that kind of do for your confidence in the rest of the tournament to know that they can do it?
I said earlier, I like that Kristen and Megan were able to play a lot of minutes, meaningful minutes, under pressure last weekend. And I like that now they feel that they don't have to stop being like that just because Lou's back. Because a lot of times what happens when you have young players, they tend to just pick at the leftovers of what the other guys are going to leave them. Instead, I thought Megan and Kristen both today, they were pretty assertive right from the beginning. So I'm glad to see that they didn't revert back to their old selves. They brought their new selves, and that's, you know, if you're putting together the scouting report now, and you're saying, well, you know, if you make sure that Lou doesn't get a lot of shots, you have a chance to beat Connecticut, not as much as before. You know, so maybe that's changed some people's scouting report of us. You know, well, we're going to keep a guy in the lane so FISA doesn't score, and we're going to leave Kristen Williams and Megan Walker open. Well, that's not going to work as much as it did a month ago. So a lot of good things have come out of that.
Okay, last question in front.
Yeah,
So
good to see you.
Good to see you, too. So the last time you guys weren't a one seed,
Yeah.
you said what's followed was 11 straight trips to the Final Four. I wonder two parts. One is, for years with this team, you've struggled to find a motivator, of something to sort of push. And I'm wondering how helpful it is, and also, are you, surprised that it was that big of a deal to not be a one seed this time around? It wasn't, you weren't on 11, you missed the tournament, you were a 2 seed,
I mean, I said this earlier this week. Things are different at Connecticut. People treat Connecticut differently. You're a number one seed for, 10 straight years or however, 11 straight years. I don't even know. So people start to think that, somehow someone decided that we should be a number one seed. What they forget is those 11 years, we were the number one team in the country every single year. So we got the number one seed, and we went closest to home. Why? We earned it. Now, this year, somebody decided you didn't earn it. Okay. I guess we didn't. The excuses that they gave of why we didn't earn it, the way we played down the stretch. Were you asleep when we won our tournament without an All-American? I don't remember watching the other tournaments and everybody else lighting it up, except for Notre Dame. Okay? So the conference was not good. The conference hasn't been good for every year we've been in it. Why didn't it matter before? Oh, that's right, because we were undefeated. So if we'd have won those 2 games, that would have made us a number one seed. Then it wouldn't matter what conference we were in. So it's all the nonsense, that people, here's an opportunity to, change the narrative a little bit. Not that anybody does it intentionally, but it's easy to do. I mean, there were times when Maya was playing and Stewie was playing where I wouldn't even watch the selection show because I was tired of hearing about Connecticut. If I was somebody else on the other schools, I would want to, make sure that anybody but Connecticut won a national championship. I felt the same way, and I'm coaching my team, and I'm like sick of it. Turn it off. So I understand where it all comes from, but some years you just know what you have, and I'm the first one to tell you people that have been around long enough to know. I don't even know why we're playing the tournament. We're going to win the whole thing, and then I'm the first one to say I don't think we can win unless we get lucky. And that's been the case a couple times. And this year, it's one of those years where we need to get a couple breaks, and we might still not win. I don't know. But what's been good about it is I only look towards Sunday. Other years, I was looking to Sunday in the Final Four. Now I'm just looking to Sunday against Buffalo. And I like it better that way. I like it better that way. And I like all the fans that bought their tickets for the Final Four in Tampa are nervous as hell right now, so that's good.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you, guys.